Nope, it's my camera's on, obviously.
All right, here we go. All right, guys, welcome back to episode 4 of the Daytona Motor Mouths. I'm Ryan Pritt, live from balmy Cross Lanes, West Virginia, where it's 38 degrees, and that's 2024 New Smyrna Beach mayoral candidate Ken Willis, who's braving the elements on his own. How you doing up there on the rooftop, Ken?
Boy, I tell you, I don't know how Cantori and those guys do it during these winter storms. This is tough. You know, we dipped down below 60 today, and this is our late winter that we get every now and then in March. And I'm telling you, it's not for everybody. If I was you, I'd stay right up there in God's country, not come home.
What the interest if you not freezing to death on the roof? We'll jump right in, man. I don't know what your thoughts are about the race yesterday. That's what we're going to ask. Obviously, it was a lot of single file for 2/3, and then the last 40 laps or so, it got kind of fun, right? What did you think of the overall product?
It could not have worked out better for me. We went and checked out a new potential fishing spot, not by boat, I just went by car to check it out. It's roughly an hour from the house. It was over on the St. John's. So when we left there and were coming home, we were basically listening to it on Sirius satellite radio feed of the race, and apparently that was the way to do it for the first couple of stages, because the radio boys make it sound like, you know, it's Custer's last stand out there. They think it's a charge of the light brigade if you hear them call a race, and so it worked out great. They made us think there was something really good going on, when apparently there wasn't. And then we get home and turn the TV on just in time to see a good automobile race there in the last half hour or so. And there were so many little things that happened. I mean, I wasn't aware until this morning. I saw on the Twitter sphere that God, Eric Jones went from like 18th or 20th to the top 10 there at the end. To end your griping about them not Legacy Motorsports not doing anything yet. So at least he had one good lap this year. So no, it was thrilling, and I'd written off Logano there at the end. I wrote him off. Then all of a sudden, here he comes flying on the outside. So yeah, I thought it was exciting. How's that for a long way to go to say I thought it was exciting?
If you're out there and you haven't seen the video of Eric Jones's in car from that was like Cole Trickle at the end of Daytona or Days of Thunder. It was pretty exciting and a hell of a move right through the middle too. He used the middle lane to go from 20th to 8th. So that was fun.
And you can hear the spotter telling him middle, and I'm wanting to say, well, no kidding. He knows where he is. I got clowns to the left of me and jokers to the right. Yeah, I know I'm in the middle.
I thought the most surprising thing, we set records for yellow flags in the trucks race and the Xfinity race. I think we had 2 unscheduled yellows yesterday, and they both happened in the last stage. So that was the biggest shock to me. I thought we were head first into a caution fest, and that didn't materialize. So
no. And how about Corey LaJoie, by the way?
I mean, yeah, let's talk about Corey for a minute. And really, when Logano went high there to make the move for the lead, that bottom opened up, and I thought, oh my God, Corey LaJoie's coming to the lead. He's going to win this thing. But that's 3 times in a row at Atlanta. We need to call him Mr. Atlanta, man. He's in there every time.
Yeah, he should think about buying some property there. I think he owns a little bit of it right there in Hampton at the Speedway. So yeah, if he's ever going to get a win, that seems to be the place it'll come.
Yeah, one quick other note. I thought Tyler Reddick, the last 30 laps of that, it was whoever he was behind was going to win the race, because that guy had a rocket the last 20, 30 laps, and he shoved Keselowski out to the lead, and then he shoved Logano past him to win the race. So there was
some serious. I mean, there was some serious bump drafting going on there. Last 10 or 15 laps, it was great.
Yeah, really fun race. Obviously, at the end, I think the beginnings 2 stages was just a byproduct of those guys figuring out, hey, we all want to get to the end. Let's just tuck in and drive for a while, and that's going to happen. That happens at Daytona sometimes too. So,
when you least expect it, usually.
Yeah, we talked about you accused me of picking on Legacy Motor Club. Well, I've moved on to Stewart-Haas now.
I noticed. Yeah.
Cause some worrying stuff here, man. Harvick wrecks from the lead, and that was kind of an outlier for him. Obviously, he should have won at Phoenix. He's in fine shape when it comes to the points. I think he's top 8, so we're not worried about him. But these other 3, I mean, Stewart-Haas in the race yesterday, 24th, 28th, 30th, and 33rd. Obviously, Almirola wrecked from the lead too, so that's a bit deceiving. But Briscoe's 24th in points right now. Priest and Almirola tied for 27th. They've combined for 1 top 10 and 3 top 20s in 15 races. How worried are we about these other 3 Stewart-Haas cars?
Well, you got in Eric Almirola's defense, you got to remember he's been retired for a year and a half.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
The sausage king of NASCAR. He came back and he tried to retire. They brought him back, but it's like he still has 1 foot in retirement, and I'm afraid it's his right foot, the one that's designed for the gas pedal. Hopefully he'll find the groove somehow, somewhere. I mean, you assume, but we've been fooled before.
Yeah. So, they're the team I'm picking on this week. We'll see who sucks next week, and I'll get back to you. But let's shift gears per se to this week. First road course of the season, Circuit of the Americas coming up, and for your weekly brain buster, Ken, that I've stumped you with 2 or 3 straight weeks, 9 drivers finished in the top 10 in at least half of the road course races last year. That's 3 out of 6. But 2 finished top 10 in 5 of them. Can you name those 2 drivers?
And there were 6 total?
Yep. 5 out of 6.
Okay, and 2 drivers finished top 10. Christopher Bell?
Incorrect.
And it's not AJ, because he got wrecked out of at least 2 that I had money on him.
AJ's 4 and Christopher Bell's 3.
I looked up Kyle Busch, by the way. It's not him. He didn't have 4 top 20s, I don't think.
No.
Cindric?
Nope, 4.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, well, you said Reddick, right?
Reddick is 1. He had 2 wins. And the other one, Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher.
Not Chase Elliott.
No. And maybe even more surprising, Chase Elliott and AJ Allmendinger combined for 0 wins on road courses last year. How about that?
I always, through my connections, though, I always throw a little money on AJ at every Cup road course race, because he always has a chance to win. And whether it's $10, $40, whatever it is I found under the pillow that given week, it's worth every penny of it in those closing laps, just for the thrill and the excitement of it all. So,
well, I hope you're not.
I will do so again this week. I do believe.
I hope that's not Tooth Fairy money. At this age, you don't have any left to lose, do you? I mean, let's be honest.
I gotta buy a new parka. This thing, look how pitiful this thing is.
Well, to your point, this was the race last year. AJ was leading on the last lap, got nudged, quote unquote, by Ross Chastain, who's been known to do that a few hundred times in the last couple of years.
I was right here on this roof with my connection, and Ross and AJ made the move for the lead with 2 or 3 turns left, and I did stood up and gave it that. I was counting my winnings. And then here came Ross with the Tom Dempsey right foot. and just booted him through the goalposts of life.
Well, the other big news, there's a couple things. First, Jordan Taylor subbing for Chase Elliott's very intriguing. This guy's sports car record speaks for itself. Obviously, this is a different car, but if you look at results, it's the premier car when it comes to road course racing. You could argue over the last 5-7 years. What are we expecting realistically out of this guy? Can he contend for a win this week?
No.
Okay.
He's used to he's been driving those prototypes. He has, however, I guess I shouldn't have been so quick on the trigger. He is the quote unquote coach for NASCAR's Le Mans effort this year, the Garage 56 car, which is Hendrick Motorsports car. A next gen car they're taking to Le Mans, and the driver, there's a 3-driver lineup. He's not one of those 3, but he is helping prepare the car and helping coach the drivers as to what to expect at Le Mans and whatnot, although 2 of them don't need to know. I guess he's Jimmy's coach. Jimmy Johnson's coach more than anything. But he's gotten a lot of seat time in the next gen car during these test sessions. I would assume he's gotten some seat time. So I just, as you're asking me, that popped in my head. It's, maybe a top 15 is not out of the question.
Yeah. One other thing to watch.
By the way, he's a great personality. He'll be a great addition to the field this week. He's a lot of fun.
There you go. One other thing to watch, guys. Remember, this week we are not stopping at stage breaks on the road course, which is going to change a lot of strategy, I think. Not going to get those guys short and pitting 2 laps before the race or before the end of the stage. So that's something to watch too. Quickly, 20 seconds. Give me your winner.
AJ.
Yeah, that's who I picked. I think that's the smart money, but watch my guy Reddick, man.
I say AJ, but it'll be Tyler Reddick, I bet you.
Yeah, watch my guy
I
Reddick.
don't win money. I don't win money, so it'll be Tyler Reddick.
Ken just disrespecting Tyler this week, picking Christopher Bell as the Toyota road racer when obviously it's my guy Tyler. So watch for Reddick. So that should wrap us up. Thanks always for watching, guys, and let's have a good race at COTA this week.